Dave Walsh, I've got to bring you in here because the hypocrisy of the European elites, and this is why I'm so vehemently opposed and have been to the European elites who have dragged America into war after war after war. And remember, folks, all of you were all kicked out of those countries. Your grandparents, your great-grandparents, your great-great-great-grandparents were all given the boot by your betters in these countries. We don't owe these people anything. Zero. Nothing. The folks are there fine. You see now a sovereignty movement, a populist national revolt country by country, because they've taken the inspiration of President Trump and the MAGA movement, and now they're sitting there going, we got to throw these bums out. But those bums still call the deal. Dave Walsh, you're my energy guy, and at the basis of everything is energy. Plentiful, consistent, cheap energy. That's what drives an industrial world. In a post-industrial world, it's going to drive the algorithmic age even more than it drove the industrial age because of the massive power requirements of artificial intelligence. Dave Walsh, what is the blatant hypocrisy of the European elites in this situation around Ukraine and potential rapprochement of the United States and Russia, sir?
Well, focusing on Starmer and Macron's visit here right before Zelensky came with the virtue signaling, chest beating, and shameless demands of the U.S. to step up and continue to heavily fund this Ukraine war, I'm sure President Trump in private reminded them they're below net zero in respect to they have purchased from the beginning of this war $221 billion worth of Russian natural gas, oil, coal, and uranium for their energy supply. While they've lent $100 billion roughly to the Ukraine, lent for the war effort, they've spent $221 billion in Russia on Russian fuels to fuel their economy. Because the net zero decarb wind, solar, battery storage movement in Europe produces about 8% of their all-in energy, has been a drastic failure because of the minimal nature of that kind of energy. And oh, by the way, during this war, they've spent another equivalent 250 to 275 billion on Russia's ally China for solar panels and batteries, battery storage for power, the Western European nations. So here they are, heavily funding this war effort through Russia's ally, but more directly Russia. 61 billion every 220 billion over a 3-year period, 70 billion a year in spending in Russia for substances they must have to exist as a society. So there is no way that they're going to get involved in hand-to-hand combat in actual kinetic warfare against Russia. They're heavily supporting this war cause on a 2-to-1 basis over that which they're lending the Ukraine. It's obscenely shameless. They're demanding the U.S. to fund what they are actually spending in Russia on oil, gas, coal, and uranium.
Sign up for free and be part of the movement.
It isn't just an app. It isn't just a social media platform. It's a community.
Download Get It right now.